Hey everybody, I'm Hans Kahlert for Precision Aerobatics. This is an unboxing video review of a box that says Fragile on it. No, actually, it's the Katana 52. Finally, here it is. My Katana 52. I've been waiting for this, very excited about it. Ever since I flew it at Joe Knoll 2017, I have been amped because this is an airplane that really suited my flying style. I can't wait to tear into it. I have not unboxed this. I have only slipped this side. You guys are seeing everything as it goes live. Well, pre-recorded, but unedited. How's that? Okay, well, we have the typical thick PA overbox here, and this did courier this airplane undamaged. So those are very, very good for shipping. And below that, of course, is what we are all here for, the Katana 52 in its actual box here. Nice looking box with the graphics of the airplane on it. And here we go. Okay, that's what it's going to look like if you've bought the bling package. So you're going to get your high quality PA wing bags. These are fantastic, by the way. If you don't order these with your airplane, you're doing yourself a disservice. Make sure you get a set of these. And just go ahead and get them in the bling package. That's the best way to get them. Okay, I've got the red, white, and blue scheme. It's gorgeous. This was definitely an eye-catching scheme at Joe Knoll, and here we go. Let's tear into this thing. Sharp razor blade, be careful when you go in here. We really want to slice along the box, not down and in, just in case you hit the airplane. But everything is going to be taped down, and you're going to need to pull it out. All right, it's not coming out so easy. First thing off the bat here to talk about is the new motor box. Now, what makes this motor box different than all the others, well, first thing you'll see is it's a little bit shorter. And the reason it's shorter is because the motor is going to be mounted on the front of these airplanes now, and I think that's going to be something we see continue in the trend with PA planes. No longer a rear mount airplane, but one that's going to use a conventional X mount and mount on the front of that motor box. Very exciting stuff right there. That's been something that's been requested for quite a while, and we're happy to bring it to you. Let's keep going. Lots of tape in here. Everything's taped down. Gonna need the knife. Wing panel number 1 comes out. This will be the left wing. Check out the stars and bars on the bottom of this wing. This graphic is unbelievable. Malcolm, our graphic designer, absolutely is on a roll right now with our PA planes. They are just gorgeous. And a little bit more tape to be careful of. This one got a little bit of tape poked through a hole I made in the bag. Nothing to worry about. We just don't want to tear off our covering. Beautiful wing. PA planes come pre-hinged for you using a very, very cool hinge system that nobody else uses. These are actually hinged in the factory prior to the covering going on. The hinge line itself is pocketed. There's no sealing of the aileron hinge line required. It's ready to go right out of the box. Super strong, nothing to pull out because everything's tied in. It's a major system that ties into the wing and the control surface itself, and they're pin hinged in place. So awesome. Beautiful covering job on this. Of course, we have a serial number that matches the something that we do on all of our planes. It's something you don't see on the smaller planes in the other companies, is everything's numbered. They're all jigged together. These airplanes are made where this wing is for this airplane and this airplane only. The incidence has been set beautifully, perfectly, and if you have to ultimately replace a part, you need to do some tweaking to make sure that it is as good as the one that it came with. But that's gorgeous. I'm really, really happy to be tearing into this plane right now. We've got our thorough manual here. Now I got a chance to read this instruction manual, of course, as a team pilot beforehand. It's very well written, quite possibly our best written one yet. Of course, I did a build video series for PA a while back that should be included in a DVD in your box of airplanes. However, since there's some changes to this one, such as the different motor mounting solution, the landing gear cuffs, and maybe one or two other things. I'm going to do some updates to that, but we've got some new pictures in here that are specific for this airplane. And yeah, it should help really guide you along your path here. Figure 6 to 8 hours on a build. That's at least what it takes me. I take my time. I don't rush through these things. I want to get it right. If you go faster, that's great. Just make sure you set it up per the manual. And if you need a hand, reach out to us online or possibly take a look on our website and check out those how-to videos that I've made. They do cover all of the airplanes. Here's our other wing. Looks like it arrived also in beautiful shape. Of course, it's a mirror image of that one. No asymmetrical graphics on this airplane. Set that aside. So with the wings out, this is what we're looking at in the box at the moment. We've got our tail surfaces and then of course the fuselage. I'm gonna save the fuselage. I'm gonna make you wait in a little bit of suspense here and just move on to the tail. There we are. Okay, she's loose. So let's open it up. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love the stripes on the bottom to denote how different they are from the top. Very cool. All right, we use CA hinges. The wings come done for you. However, the tail surfaces are going to use CA hinges. It looks like we have 1, 2, 3. Is that 2, 3, 1? Nope, looks like 4 total, 2 on each side, 2 and 2 to hold this in. Of course, we've got our typical self-aligning, self-centering slot here in this tail surface so that when it slides into the corresponding slot on the fuselage, there is no needing to measure from end to make sure that it's in the airplane this way and all that. All you got to do is make sure that the slot is filed open to accommodate the thickness here and that it's a good and proper fit. Use 30-minute epoxy, boom, in it goes, fully seated. You're going to only then check for this to be aligned in this direction on this plane relative to the wing tube that's going to go to the fuselage. So it makes for a very, very quick tail assembly. And that is one of the more maddening things to get right on some of the other models that are out there. You've got to make sure that's right or else the airplane's going to fly a little wonky. Here's our rudder. We're using the same tail wheel setup that we have, which has proven more than sufficient. Good size counterbalance there. And just that you know, this is, I don't know if you can see it or not, this does have an airfoil shape to it. It is not a block. It does taper to the back, as does the elevator itself. All right, what else is in this box? We've got a cowling that's going to match beautifully. We've got our carbon fiber bits from our landing gear. We've got our spinner, our motor, our ESC, this and that, and a lot of other cool stuff in here. So a little bit of padding on there. What do we got? Carbon fiber spinner. This Katana 52 uses a 2.17-inch spinner. We have a Quantum 45 amp ESC here, which is the PA provided ESC, part of the IPA's Pro package. If you want to fly exactly what we fly, see the airplanes performing in the videos, it can perform that way exactly for you if you stick with our power setup. This is plug and play out of the box, ready to go, no configuration required. Thrust motor, here it is, a new front mount thrust motor. I don't have specs on it myself, so don't ask, but we'll get them to you, I'm sure. A little bit of carbon fiber, fiberglass reinforcement here. This would be presumably for somewhere around the motor box, maybe. Bolts, and here it is. The motor itself with an X mount. I'm gonna walk this over to the camera. Get a little closer here. There's our X mount and our prop mount, no longer the pinch style collet like that. And here is the new motor setup. This is the Thrust 45R motor. Different than anything else we've ever done before. Still features the rotor cool technology that's machined into the end of these bells here. It's basically a really, really cool fan that we have that's going to draw air through and over the warmest parts of this motor and help keep this thing cool, which is going to translate into longer run times and increased battery efficiency, all that good stuff. less wear and tear on your components, less wear and tear on your batteries, and more flying time. So that's really a win-win. Real quality piece of equipment right here. Okay, moving right along. We have 4 Nexitech NXT80 DSM digital micro coreless mini servos. These are awesome. These are what we fly. They're going to come with the hardware that you need in there, the plastic hardware, but you are also going to need to obtain the proper throws, the carbon fiber servo arms that are going to be an option in your kit. You need to make sure you buy them, unless you're buying one of the IPA's Pro packages, in which case they're going to come with it. Okay, so this is them. They come with these little screws, and I go through in the videos how they get applied. But these ensure the proper length and then the proper linkage geometry to everything that you've got going on your model. So again, make sure you get those. You're also going to receive a length of servo wire for soldering your extensions, if that's what you choose to do. That is what the manual recommends that you do. And here we have some of the other loose components here. Let's go ahead and come back to close up on the camera. Check these out. All right, we have our deflection gauge in here. Here's our CA hinges. Here's our precision machined clevises for the moving the control links and all that. All the hardware that you need, a little bit of Velcro for the battery, and the wing bolts themselves. This little block of wood, in case you're wondering what it's for, is actually for the back of the fuselage where the elevator gets installed, or rather it's really the horizontal stabilizer that gets installed. In this package, little bits of covering here for sealing up your landing gear bay when you put your gear in. Also, some other parts of the manual call for a little bit of that covering application there. Our wheels, our tail wheel, and what's new to this kit that wasn't in other kits, you'll see, are these little guys. You might be wondering, well, what's all this about? I've got these little pieces in here. Are these shims? What are they? There's these little triangular pieces also that go along with them. Well, what these actually are, these are going to be formed into a baffle setup, and what that's going to do is around our motor, we are going to have it off of the motor box on the front. Now, I think it's going to go that direction. Yes, it will. And then we have these little baffles that are going to scoop the air, basically. I don't know if I can really hold this well. They're going to scoop the air. This is what it's going to look like. Help funnel it. Instead of those plastic scoops that we used to have that you mounted on the side, now it's going to be using these little balsa baffles. So I'm going to do a how-to video on how these things go together, because they're a little instruction, or they're a little puzzle set really, and they're going to work out great for you. All right, we're coming down to the bottom of the box. Side force generators for the wings. These are optional. We definitely recommend that you use them. They do help the airplane stability, low speed, and sub-stall 3D type of environment. All right, carbon fiber wheel pants, part of the bling package. These really make it look great. By the way, the carbon fiber parts are part of the bling package, meaning the spinner, the vortex generators, the wheel pants, and then the bags, the wing bags themselves, which I showed you at the beginning, part of the bling package. Again, I think it's really a big value there, and if you're looking at buying one, I think you really need to make sure that finds its way into your cart as well. Okay, a little spacer here for making sure that our cowling didn't get crushed. Inside of the cowling is the painted to match wheel pants, so an option for you there. I happen to like the carbon fiber ones. I think that's what's going to go on my plane. And now we have our beautiful painted, and we spent a lot of time making sure the quality is just right on these. PA planes are made in their very own factory. They're not made by another company on our behalf. PA owns its factory, and the only thing that's being made in there are PA airplanes. And so when the owners and the lead designer, Sean, goes over to China to check on his production team there, I know, because we talked when he was over there, he spent a lot of time making sure the cowlings on his airplanes look awesome, fit awesome, the paint matches, and that it's the highest quality product that we can bring you. And that applies to everything that's in this box, but this is a beautiful cowling here. Definitely you can tell it's part of the Katana family. However, this airplane is its own design. It is not a Katana MD, it is not a Katana MX. It is a Katana 52, and although it fits within the Katana family, it is definitely a very, very, very aggressive, wild airplane. It is awesome. You're gonna love it. All right, the parts you came for, here you go, you ready? The carbon fiber landing gear. No, I'm kidding, obviously. We do have the carbon fiber wing tube, however, and I want to point out that these are real carbon fiber components. These are not composite materials, painted black, or stickered vinyled with something that looks like carbon fiber. These are true carbon fiber pieces, and the proof is, as you rub your hand over them, you'll see the finishing that's gone on with them leaves this carbon fiber. By the way, carbon fiber dust is very toxic. If you do any sanding on anything carbon fiber, make sure you protect your lungs, okay? We'll get to it, guys. Here it is. Here it comes. The fuselage itself, the main event, beautiful part of this airplane. This is a great size airplane at 52-inch wingspan, which means it can live in the backseat of any vehicle that you own. It'll transport quite easily. Here we go. Prop's gonna come taped to it. This airplane uses a Vox 13 by 6.5 precision propeller. Let's turn it around so you get the full effect here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take the tape off of it and try to get this thing out so that you can see it. There's tape everywhere on these just to make sure that everything has stayed in place. Nothing has shifted, gotten damaged. And what I see right away is a number stamped on to the firewall of this airplane, and it matches the number that was stamped onto my wings, which lets me know that this airplane was made with care, and it was made just for me. You can have one too. All right. Here we go. Oh, look, it's getting caught on something. What is this? A canopy latch, something requested by our customers. So we're going to have the magnetic latch system in here, I believe as well. Yep, definitely. We've got two little magnetic bits there that we have typically had, and then a latch system. So no more canopies popping off. If you were that guy that said your canopy always popped off, problem solved. Even this numbered. My plane's 2125. 2125 there on the fuselage. Everything made to go together, fit specific to this airplane that you're receiving in your box. Let's take a look inside and around this thing here, because this is really it. We're getting down towards the end of this video. Inside of here, of course, we have our carbon fiber fusion technology applied liberally throughout this airplane. Okay, so everywhere where we have a need for additional strength, we've applied carbon fiber. Now on something like the battery tray, it's laminated there. That's not a solid piece of carbon fiber. However, you'll see these longitudinal stringers here. These have been actually routed out. There's a little dado slot cut in there, and inserted in there is a piece of carbon fiber. I don't know if that's a rod or a strip, but I can see here from looking down, this runs the entire length of the belly of this airplane. So we have carbon from tip to tip here. Unbelievable. There is no construction like PA fiber fusion construction. The quality here, there's no glue that's squeezed out anywhere. It's very, very clean. The dedication they have to keeping everything light and precise is just unbelievable. And my hat's off to the factory. They've really done a nice job here. I'm going to snap this cover back on, and I'm going to give you one more look over across the whole airplane. This is the front. Is going to use this. And then we have this latch assembly right here. There it is. By the way, when you push these forward, what I would encourage you to do is not to slide them forward, but rather to give this a little wiggle and let the spring that's in there, if it's not aligned perfectly, let the spring that's in there, just like that, do the work. Otherwise, you could potentially rack it off the fuselage. So here we go, everybody. This unboxing is mostly complete. This is the Precision Aerobatics Katana 52. Again, I'm Hans Kahlert on behalf of Precision Aerobatics. I hope you've enjoyed this video and are as excited about this airplane as I am. It flies beautifully. This is really something different. This is not something that is similar to anything else that we have in our lineup. A very, very aggressive airplane, front mounted motor that's on it. Goodness, there's more, but you have to see it. Watch our videos, check it out, get in touch with our pilots, see if there's anybody in your area. Come to Joe Knoll, meet us, fly our airplanes. You fly our airplanes, you will leave with one of our airplanes. They are that good. Again, thank you for watching. Oh, and one more note. This airplane's actually available in a second scheme as well, which is what we call our classic scheme. That's a red and white throwback scheme, very similar to what's on the Katana MX. Both of them look really good on this airplane. Which one will you choose?